I want to talk about the Muppet Traffic Safety Show. So this was in the late 1980s. The Plymouth automobile, which Plymouths aren't even around anymore, right? Plymouths are all gone.
Dogs.
But Plymouth wanted to do this. The way I look at this was a tax write-off.
Want to ride with me to the library? Nah, I've got my own ride.
They would come to your mall. They would set up this amusement park attraction that kids could ride through and learn about traffic safety. Which is, of course, a very important thing for kids to know.
You shouldn't run out between parked cars like you just did.
Baloney, what's this? Here I go.
There he goes.
You start out, you would see your newest Plymouth car, and they were always trying to sell the car that would be best for the parents that would be bringing their kids to there.
You for example, you're driving the wrong car.
I am.
So they had their like minivan on display. You come take a look at the new minivan, which, by the way, as a kid, every time I went to the mall and they had a car in there, that was fascinating. I was like, how did this get in here? I was like, is there a chance we could make a wrong turn and end up in the mall? Is that?
Yes, do you have a Miss Piggy?
Burgers, yeah. Lots of space in this mall.
These were all animatronics, and this is the first animatronics of any Muppet characters. We had talked about Muppet Vision 3D, and you know in Muppet Vision 3D you have these animatronic Statler and Waldorf up there.
Hey, look at the guy in the goofy mask. That's not a mask. Oh, sorry, lady.
We even had a Sweetums walk around with a mascot
Yes.
character.
Oh yeah, Sweetums walks through.
I just thought I'd bring that up in case anyone wasn't aware of it.
It's awesome. It is. I mean, it is. And Sweetums is one of those characters they had for a while at Disney MGM Studios. You could meet Kermit and Miss Piggy, and they were 8 feet tall.
Just slip on a banana peel, the world at your feet.
But Sweetums is supposed to be 8 feet tall.
Hey, Kermit, look. What?
Sesame Place, they got, a giant Oscar the Grouch. They got a giant Bert and Ernie. But when Big Bird comes out, you're like, whoa, that's him. It's the real guy. Yeah. So this attraction had the first ever animatronic Muppets ever. You had Kermit there. He was the traffic cop at the beginning. You can see Miss Piggy there. Here is an overview shot. You can see like there's a shoe store in the background. And you can see they just set up these fences and this car, there's the real car there, and then a smaller, slow-moving car, looks like this, would go through and take you through 6 different scenes. Now the first scene is the Miss Piggy scene. She's in front of an ice cream shop, and what she tells you is whenever you're going to cross the street, you need to look both ways. Then Fozzie butts in with, why did the chicken cross the road? And then a chicken crosses the road in the same spot. You can see like the artwork here. You can see the little chickens there at the bottom next to the animatronic Fozzie. This car, I mean, look at these kids. These kids, this little girl's she's almost breaking her neck to turn to see Fozzie Bear. She's like, oh my God. Gonzo is being a filmmaker. He's like, I'm going to shoot a commercial about what not to do when because all the other ones were showing you what to do. And so Animal was showing how to be a dangerous person that doesn't follow the rules. And so he is on his like big wheels. Anybody ever have a big wheel?
Big wheels are a-rolling. Listen to them turn. The big wheel sound of power with speed enough to burn.
Big wheel was cool, man. And did you have the brake where you could pull that back and do like a burnout?
Braking, winning, spinning. It's the big wheel.
If you notice, the store that they're in front of says Waldorf's, which Statler and Waldorf are 2 characters, the 2 old men sit in the balcony and insult Fozzie Bear for the most part. They are named after 2 hotels in New York, the Statler and the Waldorf. Now, the Waldorf Astoria is still a famous hotel in New York. It also has condominium units within it. The Hotel Statler is no more. Now, it started in 1919 as the Hotel Pennsylvania, a stop on the Pennsylvania Railroad. They built it so that they would have all these rooms for people to stay in when they went to Pennsylvania Station, which we generally call Penn Station.
One of these are Amtrak tickets, dude.
It only runs out of Penn Station.
Oh, gross.
The hotel was originally managed by Ellsworth Statler, and in 1948, his company purchased the hotel, and they called it the Hotel Statler. They later renamed it the Statler Hilton. During that time period is when Statler and Waldorf got their names. They debuted in 1975 on a special called Sex and Violence. Yes, it was the name of an actual Muppet special that ran on television. Now in 1990, it was renamed Hotel Pennsylvania. This hotel looked like it was going to be demolished for many years, and there kept being preservation efforts to try to keep it, and finally they gave up on that in 2020. The hotel was closed and never reopened. It was slowly demolished over the next couple of years, and during part of that it caught fire.
Fire broke out this afternoon at the Hotel Pennsylvania right across from Madison Square Garden in Midtown.
The Hotel Pennsylvania also had a very famous phone number. It was Pennsylvania 65000. Now, when you hear an old phone number and it has letters at the beginning, what that referred to was they would take the first 2 digits of your normal phone number, and those 2 digits would then correlate to letters, and the letters would usually correlate to your area. So for example, the hotel, their letters were PE for Pennsylvania because they were in the Penn Station area. So your 2 letters would be followed by 5 numbers, which made up 7, just like a normal telephone number without an area code. Now, the hotel's number of Pennsylvania 65000 was the most famous phone number in the world, and they claimed that they had the oldest number in New York because they got their number relatively early and they never ever got rid of it. The Glenn Miller Orchestra wrote a song. There was the parody of Transylvania 65000, which is a 1985 movie.
Come to Transylvania.
Where is that?
I don't know. It's over there somewhere.
So for a good time, call
Transylvania 65000.
And weirdly was also a 1963 Bugs Bunny short. I'm going to show you a short clip of this. So this is the entrance to the Muppet Traffic Safety Show, and it was designed to take through 175 children an hour. So you can see only kids were allowed to ride. The vehicle held 6 kids, and you would ride through and see it. And so you'd see 40 different characters through it, and it was big. I mean, it took about 2,000 square foot, which is as big as like a house, you know, right in the middle of the mall. This is a very short video. There's not a lot of video of this that has surfaced, but I'm gonna show you this. And that's all they show. I want to show it a second time just so you can.
Children can learn about traffic safety from their favorite Muppet friends.
You may have noticed the camera almost panned a little too far because you can see that they didn't build any legs for Kermit. Kermit was, because he was behind, yeah, you want to say it here, because he's behind the counter, he stops right below the leg, right above the leg.
Children can learn about traffic safety.
Yeah, oh yeah, see that? This went in shopping malls all around the country. They did it for about 3 years. They took it on tour. It was in Greensboro, North Carolina. It was in South Carolina, Tucson, Arizona, Michigan, New Mexico. They actually hired a company to make the animatronics that had done this clock at FAO Schwartz in New York City. No artificial colors, no doorknobs. You can learn all about Crunchy Stars, the Swedish Chef cereal. I'm going to put the video right up here. Otherwise, YouTube says this is what is best for you. I'll see you next time.